Hello peeps, welcome to a new Crusader Kings 3 campaign on my channel. Playing as this woman, Daura. And as you can see in the title, this campaign is called Mother of Us All. And what that actually means is we're going to go for the achievement Mother of Us All in Crusader Kings 3. And what that achievement means is playing as Daura and her descendants. We're going to take this small one county count, rather, and we're going to conquer the entirety of Africa inside the game. And then we're going to have to reform the Bori fate, which is the fate that the Hausa, the people of Daura, is following. And we're going to need to have to convert everyone inside Africa to this one specific fate. Then you get the achievement, basically. So that's the aim of this campaign. So this is going to be slightly different from what I have been doing before, if you're any one of the people that have been watching my channel from before, because I usually have played as the Roman-related people in Europe. I played as Byzantium, and I also played as one guy in East Francia, both people having the same aim, reforming the Roman Empire. And as always, if you don't want to miss out of any of that content and further content on this campaign, do subscribe to my channel. Basically click the big red button down below so you don't miss out on any further content that's going to be uploaded to my channel. I usually upload twice a day, so make sure not to miss out on any further content. Do remember to press the notification bell as well if you want to stay in touch with anything that's happening on my channel, because it's kind of usual to miss out on things. So let us get started basically. So we are playing, as I said, as Daura. She is known throughout history as the last Kabara of Daura. Daura is the place here. There's a little tribe here in... I don't know which country this would be in real world. Probably Nigeria, North Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm usually very wrong when it comes to geography, in all honesty. So we are actually part of the Hausa people. If I understood correctly, the Hausa people is one of the biggest ethnical groups still existing in modern day Nigeria. It's a very old tribe. And they follow the Bori fate. It's a very big fate, as we can see in this area of the world. It doesn't really exist nowadays. But when it comes to the Mother of Us All, actually in the achievement, it's kind of interesting because the Mother of Us All was actually what the Grand Priest of the Bori fate was called. A woman as well. She was a priestess. She was called the Mother of Us All. She was the highest up priestess inside the entire fate. So that's a nice little bit of curiosa when it comes to the actual name of the achievement in itself. And I'm going to touch a bit more about the history of this person, Daura, her husband, Bayada, the Slayer of the Snake. The Slayer of the Snake is a very important thing when it comes to this history. I've done some light reading up about this campaign because I find it interesting, and I find it to be more respectable to the people you're playing as in the historical game to actually know what you're talking about. So I've done some light reading up about those people. But let us get right into playing the game. So we're playing as her, as I said. She's a very good character starting off. She has a level 3 diplomacy education right now. She's a charismatic negotiator. She is also a mystic, which is a very good thing because we are a Bori people. And that's actually something that is known as a very good thing. And she's also a diplomat. That's very good. She's also, though, trusting, honest, and just, which means she's not going to be an intriguing character. But she's currently matrilineally married to this dude here. High Chieftain Bayada, the Slayer of the Snake of Kano. So he's basically the Duke of Kano. And he is a very important person when it comes to the Hausa tradition, the Hausa historical. When you look at, there's actually an entire tradition, an entire legend written about this dude. Not so much about Daura herself, but about this guy. Because he basically founded the modern Hausa kingdoms, because the heirs of him became the later rulers of the entire place, basically. There were a lot of smaller kingdoms around this area, which were all related to this guy, basically. But Daura herself, she was as I said before, the Kabara of Daura. And the interesting thing about the Kabara, they were always women. This place was always ruled by women. They weren't actually allowed to marry. They weren't actually allowed to have sex. So she was the first one to actually marry another man, have sex, and she also had children, which meant that she was going to be the last Kabara, because she had the son, this guy, which later on went on to inherit her. Meaning that the line of women ruling this place was actually broken. But enough about that, we should get right into the game. So we're going to have to choose a lifestyle. We are a diplomat, so I'm probably going on this route here when it comes to diplomacy. We're also tribal ruler, which means that prestige is very important. It's an extremely important thing inside this game when you're a tribal ruler, because you pay basically prestige for everything. Both when it comes to men-at-arms, they cost prestige, and also when it comes to the buildings, you pay in prestige and money. So we need to have a lot of prestige. Currently, we don't have any player heir, because our current heir, he's actually of my husband's dynasty, and that's an issue. But we're going to solve that. It's actually going to solve itself. We're going to notice in a few seconds, basically, in-game. I'm going to take this guy as my consort. It's basically a male concubine, because I need to. Otherwise, I'm going to lose prestige from having too few consorts. My sister could also marry. My half-sister steward and champion. I want to marry her to someone good, preferably with a good inheritable trait. So preferably someone with intelligence. That's one of the preferable traits in my opinion that you can go for. Just gonna have a sip of water. Pardon me, guys. I have a bit of a sore throat right now. I want to start the game in a few seconds here. There's a few decisions we could do when it comes to those things. We could hold a mystical communion. This is a very good thing about being Bori. We could do this a lot of times, meaning we gain free learning lifestyle basically every 5 years. It's a very good thing to have. There may be some unforeseen side effects. Usually that means you get ill. Ill is not a good thing, but it's usually treatable. So it's not really a big deal. So I begin in peace. I also noticed when I started trying to play this out a bit before I started recording. So I played this game usually a bit before. The thing I noticed is it's very common for Daura to get murdered, assassinated inside the first few months, basically. It's not a very nice thing to happen. I would probably prefer to have a better court chaplain. I can actually change the one I have as court chaplains. I got to change them. Yeah, my spy master is amazing. Fadima. Fire. And replace. Fatim is actually a better chancellor. 3 gold seems fine. He's decent enough. He's my man. He's my consort. Yeah, he is. That's the best steward we got. It's not a very good one though. The marshal is the best one we got as well. And we have an amazing spy master. She's probably the best one we got. I want to make sure she loves us. Pardon me. I really got the water in the wrong throat. 51 opinion, because as I said, it's very common in the early days of this playthrough to get assassinated. And I think usually the problem is the concubines of this guy. This woman is actually an historical figure as well. Bagvaria. Basically what happened was she was the consort of this man in real life. As much as we know that he does exist. And she was actually given to him by Daura herself. Because there was some issues. She couldn't marry him straight away because she was, as I said, the female ruler of Daura, and she was actually forbidden to marry. Which meant she had to do some spiritual things or ritual things before she was allowed to marry the guy. So while waiting for her, she gave him this concubine. This woman. And they had a child together. This guy. Which were always sort of an issue. So they had this rivalry going on, basically. Which is kind of interesting. I actually managed to become ill. That's an issue. That's a severe penalty to our health, meaning that we actually need a court chaplain. Because actually right now I can't afford one, so I'm not going to get one. We could potentially get around that one by doing it this way. And it's still 10 gold. That's bad. Hopefully we won't die. We're kind of young. We're feeling fine. Here we go. What's in a name? For generations, Hausaland has been ruled by the Magaya, a line of matriarchal rulers of which I am the latest, and in history the last one. Our traditions have served us well, but the world is changing. The heroic deeds of my husband Bayajida have earned him great wealth and respect, though as he hails from distant lands, his successes also portend great change for my people. My son, Bavo, is the apple of his father's eye. Though a mere babe, I wonder if he will identify more with his adventuring father or my own traditional legacy. So we have three options here. Either we have this Bavo guy becoming my heir, being of my dynasty, we keep on playing with the guy and not being my heir, or we only go for female preference, meaning that my sister is going to become my heir. And I'm actually going to go for this one. We're going to play this as an entirely female-based campaign. And the reason for this is I have never really played as a woman in this game before, so I really want to change. Go around, try it out, only play as a woman. It's going to be a bit fun. I do think, actually. Oh. Yeah, you're supposed to make me friends, not enemies. It's not like he's strong enough to take it from me, but making enemies is never a good thing. This guy is very weak. We are tribal ruler, meaning we can actually go for conquering counties, which is basically what I'm going to do. Is start off from the first second by actually attacking other people. Because I want to make myself stronger, to make sure that we gain money, we gain levy, meaning we can get even stronger and stronger, to get the campaign on the way, basically. I'm no longer ill. I woke up this morning and saw rays of sunshine falling through my window. I am glad to be well again. That's very good. I would like to have a daughter as well, getting born. If I'm being honest, I don't need my ally to help me right now. Actually, it's kind of unnecessary in this particular moment. She's protecting against schemes. Hopefully I'm not going to get murdered. I'm a bit afraid about that. I am a diplomat. So we could befriend people, we have groom to rule, and we also have confidants. It's kind of fun. I would like thoughtful as well. Getting this extra opinion from gifts is a very good trait to have, basically. Unused farmlands, because my marshal is terrible. Too bad. I hate when that happens, basically. Having those really bad counselors. Making sure that you gain those bad events going on. Meaning that you get some issues. So 5 months more of sieging. And if you're new to my channel, I usually play at speed 4. That's basically what I go for. Because speed 5 in this game is like going at the speed of light, as you could see there. It's insane. It's not like in Secret 2 where you usually could go on speed 5 and it wasn't really an issue. In this game, speed 5 is too quick. I cannot go by speed 5 and actually manage to play the game to the best of my ability. So I'm going to play at speed 4, usually. I might play speed 3 sometimes. All depending on what's happening. And if I want to notice what's happening. And as I said, someone's trying to kill me. But the fact that this thing is actually exposed is going to help us. But I'm going to ransom this guy first, because I'm still going to win this war either way. And I just want that extra money, because we're going to need the money. Because in the beginning of this campaign, the purses are really tight. And I want to increase control as well. To make sure we started getting money in this county as well. But the important thing to remember here is we're actually tribal, meaning one thing: we can raid people. It's very important to remember we can actually raid people, other people. But I need to replenish my levy slightly more. We're going to cheat the system a bit. Do that for 1 second. Gain some extra levies. Yeah, I know, I'm protecting as a scheme because someone's trying to kill me. It's a very nasty thing of that person to do. In all honesty, I'm just going to try and raise my levy slightly more to 1,000. Because when your levy is actually raised, if you then change what your marshal is doing, it's not actually a big deal. Because your levy is already raised as raiders. Meaning that they're not just going to disband. And now you can go back to doing this, increasing the control. And you can go here and raid for the gold. That's basically myself. Seek aid of the spirits. This is actually a very interesting thing about the House of Religion. The House of Animism. So what they're doing, what they usually did is actually something called an adorcism, which is basically the opposite of an exorcism. In an exorcism, you're trying to remove those spirits. In an adorcism, you're trying to make those spirits happy. They're your friends. You're trying to make them feel seen, feel almost like they're like your gods almost. You're talking to them, you're doing good things. So seek aid of the spirits, what we're going to do here. As I said, adorcism. So my Magadya Zainab, basically my court priest, brings me to a peaceful glade near a small stream. The steady trickle of water over the rocks, creating a relaxing ambiance. The spirits like it here, Daura. This is the best place for us to petition them for aid. Holding up 2 baskets Zainab brought with her, she adds, now we must decide on what kind of offering we shall leave for them. I don't have a lot of money. Powerful spirit, I don't really know what that means. So probably you just go for a traditional libation of grain and burrasa. Burrasa is basically kind of a local beverage, alcoholic beverage, local distilled alcohol. It's called burrasa, and was a big thing in this religion, burrasa. So we're going for that one. 15 gold. Hopefully that's going to help us. Zainab pours my offering out onto the ground and starts walking around it in circles. O spirits, hear me. I call upon you to grant your aid to this petitioner, Zainab chants. She begins moving faster, dancing now, her movements becoming more frantic, sweat shining on her face. Eventually, she reaches a crescendo, barely finishing the dance before collapsing to the ground in exhaustion. Stillness and quiet returns to the glade. Everything seems exactly as it was before. What a waste of time. Nothing happened. We failed. That's a waste. That's actually a disappointment. The last time I did that when playing myself, it worked out. I give some extra martial and prowess. It's a nice thing playing around with, basically. Okay, so they might try and attack us because they have actually some men-at-arms. About the same quality of ruler. Yeah, it's actually... The chances are even. I have more soldiers. And I am the best commander we got. Is that better? Yeah, more army commander traits is a good one. Minimal battle roll. That's a good one. Hopefully this is going to make us win. I don't know. This might be a real bad thing. As long as we roll better than he does. Yeah, we're winning. It seems fine. That's good. An attempt on my life. Someone tried to kill me. And as I said, it was my rival. And I did survive myself. I could actually try and imprison her now. But she's not actually inside my court though. That's the reason why I can't do it. But I'm going to go home with those guys with the 15 gold. My sister has been wounded, so I need a physician. I wouldn't like her to die because she's actually my heir right now. She would be an amazing champion. I'm telling you, she would be amazing as a champion. I'll go for her. She seems fine. Basically the best one I could go for, as of right now. Though no more than is necessary. I don't want to risk her life by doing a botched up treatment. Because that would be terrible. Just get home now with the gold. I lost a lot of levy there. Kind of unnecessarily. In all honesty. This is going to be a long campaign. This is going to take some time, guys. This is probably... Oh, she died. That's bad. He was also my steward. But I have this brother-in-law now. The person I married off to my sister. I need to get a child. So I probably shouldn't be leading troops. I could probably try and do something like seducing my husband. It's gonna take 2 years, but it's a guaranteed lay with my husband, meaning that we potentially get a child. I would prefer social manipulation. Okay, this woman is doing some bad stuff. She's craven, she's deceitful, and she's also greedy. She's a coward, so this should probably work on her. I would think. And it did work. It was cruel, I know. That's a good thing, because now she's forced to endorse us to the maximum. Because I have a hook on her. But she doesn't actually give us any money at all. Which is too bad. Because I basically own everything that's inside the realm. Okay. The thing we want to go for, we want to create a duchy. So I would probably need like Gobir, the last thing of this place. To get the strength of having a duchy in itself. Could probably go in and take this county now when I've actually weakened this guy down. Because I can hold 4 counties myself. As of right now. It seems reasonable. Yeah, I'll go for that one. That single county as of this second. So we get up here, take this down. That's not me, that's my champion. She seems amazing. Try and kill this dude. I know, I still have this ally, but it's not like I need him. And calling the ally in, as you can see here, it costs a lot of piety. And then, as I said, playing as a tribal ruler, having piety is vital to your survival. This seems like a stupid thing to do. I siege the place down instead. That seems more reasonable. He's going to run away. So we need to get a child, otherwise we're going to be deeply inside the shit. Because if I die, that's the end of it. We're going to lose. This is an interesting thing about being this religion. Going on feasts actually gives you piety, and you need piety to go on conquest wars, basically. So that's a nice and good thing that you could go for. So this basically we want to unite Africa, and for us to unite Africa, we need to control the region of Africa, which, as you can see here, basically means everything that's inside Africa. And the splitting point is basically where there's a canal here right now. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. The Suez Canal, something like that. So basically we need to control the entire thing. I would like this glowing thing to disappear now. Thank you. So that's what we're going for. The Oasis. My lady, an oasis has been discovered close to the chiefdom of Daura. What would you have me do? An oasis, a source of water and life. Or money. I don't really have the money now. That's the issue. I'm going to have to waste it. Talking about the well is actually kind of interesting. Because as I said, this guy is called the Slayer of the Snake. There's a reason for this. Because I'm going to talk a bit more about this guy. When he came here, he's not from this area basically throughout history. He came here to Daura. And he wanted to have some water. But an old woman told him that the only well in the village was actually guarded by a snake, which only allowed the people of the village to have water once a week. So what he did is he went to the... Oh, I'm actually prejudiced. He went to the well and he killed the snake, basically. And because of him killing the snake, Daura was so happy, she agreed to marry the guy. And that's basically how he became the king of this place. And he kept his family in power. Which one would I like to go for? Probably not this one. I want to go for thoughtful. I don't really want to stay on this. I want to go to stewardship, like golden obligations, to get more money, and also into learning, because I'm going to have to convert a lot of counties basically throughout the entirety of this campaign. So that's going to take some time. Because converting, being an unreformed faith, it takes eternity, I'm telling you. Like 30 years, easily, having to convert a single county. As of right now, everything he owns are the same culture and also the same religion, which is good. He is actually, he's ambitious, he's brave, and he is humble. I do wonder, he's an humble guy. We could try the fox thing. Just guessing. And he did like it. Good. So we're going to win this siege very soon. Nice. Hopefully we're just going to get this one county. It's small steps trying to get stronger, but none of our neighbors are really that strong. The main issues we have is basically having a new heir, having not getting assassinated and stuff like that. That's the most important thing right now. I don't want to die before we have been able to do anything. Before I'm able to play this campaign. I don't want to die the first thing we do. 7 months for you, 7 months for me. Who is going to be the quickest? That's the big question. Apparently he has a very good commander. I don't want him to outsiege me and take my capital, but if I take this, I'm going to win the war. Basically, so that's the thing I go for. I think he's going to outsiege us slightly. If I don't have a siege commander somewhere. Is there someone I could recruit that potentially is one of those people? This guy is a physician. I do need to invite champions. It's worth the prestige cost to invite those guys. I did gain a son. I would prefer a woman, but I do have a guy of my dynasty right now that's going to be my heir. And what are we going to call him? Mullah. I feel like I can pronounce Mullah, so I'm going for that one. Easy names is the preferable thing for me. He's going to outsiege me easily. Because we have this Garin guy. He seems fine. He's not the best one I could go for, but he's kind of expensive as well. That's the issue. Let's see if we have some better ones. Takeda. Where is Takeda? I just gained a claim on the place I'm already trying to take. That seems kind of useless. And that's extremely useless. The only bad thing about this, we're going to lose a lot of the control in this county when I lose the siege. But he's quicker than I am by a few days. We're going to win the war very soon. He did capture my son though. That's too bad. Hopefully we release the hostages. Yes, we will. Enforce demands, we are done. My son is free. Disband all. Yeah, we did lose 40 control due to this being occupied. So I'm going to put my marshal on Daura, because Daura gives us more money than Gobir is ever going to give us. And I'm going to keep Takeda for now. It's not like it's giving me any money, but it's giving me slightly some levy, basically. As I said, if I try to basically... This is going to update in a few seconds. Now we have the same fate, not the same culture. So apparently my brother-in-law is my rival. But apparently he's trying to be nice to me. Interesting. I didn't think about that. We lost the courtier. She wasn't really that important. We also gained a new champion. Are you any good? You're fine, I guess. You're a fat man, but it seems fine. Seems fine. Absolutely. A reading in Kano. He's a humble guy. So I probably like something about this. Yeah, it did work. So we are going to seduce our husband, basically. That's a nice thing. For us to create a duchy, we need 125 gold. So we need to save up to that amount before we try and take basically Tahua from Tahua. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to basically create duchy in itself. And I'm going to be above my domain limit, which I don't want to. So we need to create that duchy, basically. So we need to save up. So I'm going to hold off on those two. I'm not going to do them yet. I'm not going to go on a pilgrimage. I may become a lover with him. Yeah. He's trying to seduce me, basically. But I would like to have some... I would like to have a guy with Quick being my lover. You seem very good. You're actually a woman. Interesting. And only 7 gold. I'm paying that money easily. And would you like to be my martial woman? You actually would. Thank you. Because you're much better than the other one. I do have befriend. That's actually a very good thing. Find character. If you want to go for someone with high prowess, I could actually befriend people with high stuff. So what do I want a good steward. Someone with high stewardship. Inside my diplomatic range. All. Not inside my realm, basically. And also, you couldn't be a ruler. With high stewardship. That's minus 70. We only, if he's above... Being a friend with the guy means that you gain plus 75 reasons for him to join you. So if I made this guy my friend, he would join. But I'm trying to seduce my husband right now. And we're very close to getting done. So I'm going to try and befriend that dude afterwards, basically. Then. Because I'm still trying to seduce my husband. Have a child with that one, basically. And that's basically what we're going for right now. Please give me some money. This is so slow. He becomes my lover. Good. That was quick enough, 5 months, I think. Now we could actually go on to basically then befriend this dude here. We have a 100% chance of befriending him. So the reason we're trying to do this is we're going to have as good of a council as possible. That's what I'm trying to go for. Because you always want to have good chancellors and you want them to be your friends. Because if they actually are your friends, they're going to be working better than they usually do. You get that extra bonus to what they're doing. Like here, you would see a plus like 1 or something for being your friend. So he would be quicker at what he's doing. Because of being my friend, basically. So that's a good thing to know. Because they don't outright tell you that in the game. You have to find it out yourself by looking at those numbers in here. Like saying plus 1 or 2 friend. Best friend is even better. You gain even more for him being your best friend. Or her. Because we are female equal. Meaning that everyone can be everything inside my council. Which is nice. We're not excluding 50% of the population. It's kind of unusual for being in this game. But it's a good thing. No. I'm not going to get stressed for doing this. That seems like a very unreasonable thing to do. I don't want to gain stress for getting friends. Getting friends shouldn't be stressful. It should be come with ease to you. You should be happy about it. You shouldn't like feel I have to make him my friend, and while making him my friend, I feel really bad about it. That shouldn't be it. If you're like a guy or a girl and want to be friends with them, it should come naturally to you. You're just going to have this thing like you're clicking together. It's not like in a relationship, but friends is a different thing. It should come naturally to you. You shouldn't have to force it. Religious refugees. Okay, so this guy is basically doing some bad things to a lot of people. I would prefer this one because I gained diplomacy lifestyle. And that's better than having piety, basically. And I don't need the claim itself, because I can just go for conquest. Title creation cost is a good thing. That will make it cheaper for me to create the duchy, basically. So how much for a duchy now? 75 gold. That's amazing. That's so good. we're actually very close to being able to create the Duchy. And this guy became a friend, so I'm going to invite him to my court. He's apparently gay. It's fine. I didn't want to sleep with him, so I'm not going to force him to. And I'm going to make him into my steward. And I could potentially make my current steward, my lover, into my chancellor. Because he's better at this job than she is. As of right now. And this guy is going to be my steward. Hopefully he's going to give me a lot of money. I do want money. Money is the way to everything in this game. It's usually kind of easy to get money, but early game it might be a slight hassle. A slight one. Trying to get the gold to pour in your coffers. But we're going to solve that. Eventually. But right now we're going for a mystical communion to get some extra learning experience without getting ill this time. So that's very good. I do enjoy that. So we could go on a pilgrimage, host a feast, call a hunt, and all of those things. We probably could have been raiding people when I think about it. That seems like a stupid thing to actually forget about. So we didn't actually go raid people. I probably should have. I'm actually going to create some light footmen men-at-arms. Because they are the cheapest ones, and they are actually kinda effective. You would be surprised at how effective they actually are at fighting in comparison to levies. Especially, and they only cost me prestige. Unraised men-at-arms. This is because we are actually reinforcing them right now. Usually this is more about 1.3, I think. It's kinda cheap. If you just have those prestige things going on, basically. Because we can now change this. I'm probably going for wealth focus. I want to get the money. I want to go for golden obligations. Then we're going to start trying to find secrets and basically demand cash for those secrets. That's a very easy way for you to get gold in this game, if you didn't know about it so far. I guess most people that have played this game know about golden obligations. It's extremely overpowered. It's insanely overpowered, having all golden obligations in this game. I'm telling you. It's a very good trait to have. Especially early game, when it's hard for you to get money. We also have to be feudal for the achievement to actually get into possibility, but that's something very far down the line, because we need to have every science. And thinking about science, what are we currently trying to research? City planning seems fine, and ledger. It's fine, I guess. It's not really the thing I would go for myself, in all honesty. City planning seems very fine. But I think we're going to keep on doing ledger, because we have some movement on this line here. So I'm going to keep on doing that one. Basically. But I'm going to tell you one thing, guys. This is actually going to be the last of this first episode on this campaign. We have been going for almost 40 minutes now. But for you who have been on my channel before, this is going to replace my Roman Empire, or my Byzantine Empire campaign, basically. So this is going to be the first video uploaded every day, every single day at 11 AM GMT. If you know what that is, that's basically British time. So I don't know what GMT stands for, but it's basically British time. British time zone. So 11 AM British time zone, this is going to be uploaded every single day. Except on weekends, I only upload one episode per weekend. So this is usually uploaded on Saturdays, while my other campaign is uploaded on Sundays. As I said in the beginning of the video, do subscribe to the channel to make sure that you do not miss out on any further future content, especially when it comes to this campaign, and also to the other content that I'm currently uploading. And make sure to check out my channel to see any other content that I currently have uploaded. I'm not trying to upload it, I have actually uploaded myself. It does exist. It's real content if you want to check it out. And also make sure to leave a like on this video, and also leave a comment down below if there's something you did enjoy about this video, if there's something you didn't enjoy about this video, or if there's something that you want to ask or add to whatever I have been talking about in this video, or just give me any question if you want to, as always. But I'm going to see you in the next episode, guys. So have a nice one. See you soon. Bye.